All right, so next segment is opinionated. Um,
Opinionated.
we don't like nobody likes to be opinionated, but it's
Mm-mm.
fun. This segment here is where Al
Gotta
and
have
I
an
throughout the
opinion.
week we look at different headlines and we just tell you what we think about the headline. So I'm gonna kick it right off. No need to hesitate. Um, you probably know that the Mega Million was 1.5 billion this past week,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I'm sure you played it. You know, so headline: a ticket sold in Florida has won 1.58 billion in Mega Millions jackpot. So
Revealing the
that's
new
the
most hated
headline.
person in the country.
Yeah, right. Um, so I read that headline. I am in Florida. I also see that it was sold at a Publix. That's where I bought my ticket. It's crazy. So that was like the first thing that went through my head. And everybody
It's
loves to talk about what would you do
ridiculous.
if you won, you know, $1.5 billion jackpot. Like how crazy would that be? What would you do with it? You know, who doesn't love playing that game?
It's the best game ever to play. It's great to think about.
So the next thing that you got to think about is your tax implications, because not all of us have big tax shelters.
Tax shelter. Yeah.
So, um, I hate to be cynical. If you won a freaking Mega Millions, it's pretty awesome, regardless of how much you're paying in taxes. But
Sure.
when you start looking into like the federal government, the IRS, they hit the lottery. So I'm gonna break it down real quick. The jackpot was $1.5 billion. Okay, the lump sum option, billion with a B, the lump sum option is 738 million. No, not too shabby, right?
Not
That
too
wouldn't
shabby.
stop.
It's
I
good
wouldn't.
thinking, hey. Think you shake a stick
Yeah,
at it, right?
yeah. Nah, we'll kick that thing out of bed. Anyway, after the lump sum, you're gonna there's a no questions asked 24% federal withholding. So that's 140 million straight off the top to the government, to the IRS, federal. In Florida, there's no state taxes on income or lottery winnings, so that's awesome. But then, depending on your taxable income, they bump that taxable percentage actually up to 37% in most cases, which is another 100 million, which leaves the winner with 493 million. Still great, it's amazing, but you got to ask yourself, that's 1.5 billion down to call it 500 million. Where did that other $1 billion go?
You get less than a third. You get less than a third.
Let's just pretend that you're so happy to get 500 million, and I'm sure you would be. But like, where did the $1 billion? Where does that? There's another $1 billion.
Fancy new streetlights. I'm not
Well,
sure. Who knows? I have no idea.
I think we
Yeah.
could. Yeah, I
You
don't. Yeah,
anybody can speculate, right? We don't want to go down these rabbit holes, but anybody can speculate. Who knows? Nobody knows where it goes. Nobody knows where it goes. But I'll tell you where it doesn't go, into your pocket, right, for winter. Now, here's the other thing, right? Let's say because this guy bought it at Publix, right, and you got yours at Publix, so instantly you're like, oh my god, what if it's the same Publix, right? And then
hmm
you see the face of the guy who won it, and you're like, oh my god, I held the door for that guy, and I let him go in front of me, and he went to the thing for. Do you? I mean, can you live with yourself? Is that going to haunt you to the day you die?
I would love to say, in all of my, you know, I would love to say that the perfect version of me would, in that moment, just kind of like, just be like, wow, it wasn't meant for me, and that's great for him. But gee, I mean, of course, you're gonna fucking freak out.
Freak out, right?
I don't know if I'd ever hold the door for anyone again.
Never ever. I would try to jump in front of every single person at a door. You know,
Well, hey, you know what? Let that be a lesson. Next time somebody jumps in front of you, don't get mad at them. Just think maybe that happened to them.
right, right. Yeah, that's a great point, Ab. Great point. Soften the blow a little bit, make the world a little nicer. I like that.